Not bright enough. Okay. Hello. It's life. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? Trying to set up. Trying to set up. Okay. Okay. Oh, my people. Okay. So, welcome to this live stream. I know it has taken some time for me to set up. My name is Jackie, and it's my first live stream. And today we'll be talking about Peter Obi. If you're here with us, just say something, introduce yourself, and tell us where you are watching from. Um, Peter Obi is a movement. Yes, Peter Obi is a movement, and we want to talk about Peter Obi in this discussion today. All right. Um, Peter Obi has become a household name in Nigeria. Who is Peter Obi? Peter Obi is the presidential candidate for the for Labour Party. Now, I don't know, but we need to have a background. We need to have a background. His emergence as the presidential presidential candidate of the Labour Party was quite, will I say, dramatic? Yes. Um, he decamped from PDP because he was one of the presidential aspirants of the People's Democratic Party. He had toured around Nigeria before he decamped from PDP to Labour Party, where he emerged as the presidential candidate. Now, Peter Obi, if you don't know him, he is of Igbo extraction, and he has been a governor, two terms governor in Anambra State. That's Peter Obi. And during his tenure as the governor of Anambra State, he did quite remarkable things. He did well, and of course, the legacy he left behind is still being enjoyed by the good people of Anambra State. You know, in all his interviews, when he says something, he will say, "Go and confirm, go and confirm," meaning that he knows that he did something remarkable in Anambra State. Oh, hi, Inspiration Gist TV with Dora. Yes, you're welcome to our program, to this live stream. We are talking about um, Peter Obi's movement. Here in Nigeria, it is said that Peter Obi is a movement, and we want to find out how Peter Obi is a movement, what made people to feel that Peter Obi is a movement, and then we also want to talk about the dramas here and there about Peter Obi's political movement. It's indeed a movement. So we started by introducing Peter Obi. Who is Peter Obi? For the benefit of those who don't know whom Peter Obi is, we said that Peter Obi is from Igbo extraction. He's specifically from Anambra State, and that is the presidential flag bearer of the Labour Party. He has been the governor of Anambra State for 8 good years, and his tenure was quite remarkable in every sector of the Anambra government till today. For sure, yes, I am sure of this. Um, in the education sector, he did exceedingly well. He did exceedingly well, and if you want to give your child good education, then go to Anambra State. All right. He will always say, go and confirm. So you can go and confirm that the legacy he left behind in the education sector in Anambra State still speaks for itself. That's Peter Obi. And his emergence as the flag bearer of the presidential flag bearer of Labour Party is quite remarkable. And since its emergence, it's everywhere you go, it's Peter Obi. Oh, thank you, Dora. You've confirmed that. Thank you. Yes. So now his emergence as the presidential flag bearer of the Labour Party was remarkable. And even till today, wherever you go, it is Peter Obi. For the first time, we see people calling on other people, celebrities alike, calling on everybody to go and register. Um, oh, you're welcome. I can see you. Praise Aroma. Thank you for calling in. All right, we are looking at we are discussing Peter Obi and his political movement. Peter Obi is a movement. That's the trending statement on the lips of everyone in Nigeria today, especially the youth. So we want to find out how he came about. We came about this statement of Peter Obi being a movement, and then if he is actually a movement. We want to confirm that in our discussion today. We've tried to introduce whom Peter Obi is for the benefit of those who don't know Peter Obi. And we said he's from Anambra State, he's the flag bearer of Labour, presidential flag bearer of Labour Party. Okay, and we know that as the governor of Anambra State, he did remarkably well. It's been confirmed by, yes, Inspiration Gist TV with Dora. Inspiration Gist with Dora. Yes, she confirmed it that Peter Obi did well, especially in the education sector in Anambra State. So now let's look at this movement. The first thing that we should talk about is the ease or the speed with which celebrities are asking everybody to get their PVC. That's on the lips of all the celebrities we have in Nigeria. Now, when you go to the Instagram handle of most celebrities in Nigeria, they are telling everybody, go get your PVC, go get your PVC. Whatever you're doing, you can abandon it and go get your PVC because we have to reshape this country. We have to take the our country back. I think they borrowed that from Peter Obi. He said we need to reclaim our country, and so the youths are really at the forefront, you know, fighting for this for us to reclaim our country back. And so they're asking everybody to get their PVC. Your PVC is your voice, so you go get your PVC. If you go to their Instagram handles like Tonto Dike When you go to her Instagram handle, you discover that she's always talking about people going to get their PVC, that it is very important. If you go to the Instagram handle of Yul Edochie and every other celebrity, you see that they keep emphasizing that people should get their PVC. In fact, the remarkable thing that happened was Falz organize a concert, and the only ticket to that concert is PVC. Once you have your PVC, you will gain entrance into the event. That's quite remarkable. That's the first time such a thing is happening in Nigeria, and all because of Peter Obi, you know. And then that's the first one. Now the second one is this drama of Father Mbaka. I'm sure that everyone in Nigeria knows about this. I call it drama. Father Mbaka came out to make an unguarded statement, an inflammatory statement, an uncomplimentary statement against um, Peter Obi, even without him responding, to Father Mbaka. Nigerians Nigerians took to their Instagram handle, to their social media handles to respond. You know, they said no, that he can't be. Yes, Peter will be to the world. I can see that. Praise Aroma, I can see that. Peter will be to the world. Father Mbaka said that Peter Obi is stingy and that a stingy person cannot be the president of Nigeria. In fact, he said Peter Obi cannot uh, emerge as the president of Nigeria as long as he lives, unless he comes to his adoration ground to kneel before him and the Holy Spirit. Nigerians couldn't take that. Even though Father Mbaka is a reverend father, a man of God. Yes, you can go ahead and ask your question. If you can hear me, please go ahead and ask your question. Praise Aroma. Go ahead and ask your question, please. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, go ahead and ask your question. I'm listening. Um, you can type the question because I cannot hear you from my end. Okay, so while we wait for that question, we are saying that Father Mbaka said Peter Obi is stingy, and because of his stinginess in quotes, that he cannot emerge as the um, president of Nigeria. And of course, Nigerians reacted. All right. And the amazing thing about the reactions of Nigerians is that everybody condemned, everybody, irrespective of their tribe and political affiliation, condemned that utterance from Father Mbaka. Okay. Um, the wife of the late Ikemba, Bianca Ojuku, had to um, condemn Father Mbaka's statement and then told a story about Peter Obi's supposedly stinginess. And it was all over the media. Okay. And Nigerians, in reaction, said, yes, it is that kind of stinginess. Of course, of course, your vote is going to count. Of course, your vote is going to count. Um, I am not representing INEC, neither am I representing the Nigerian government. I am just an individual like you, a citizen like you, but I believe that this time around, our votes will count. I believe that our votes will count. So let us not be discouraged. I know that most times in Nigeria, we have election irregularities. But this time around, God on our side, our votes will count. So let's do everything within our reach, anything that we can do to ensure that we get our PVCs, um, cast our vote on the election date, and then, you know, believe that INEC will do the right thing, the government will do the right thing, and of course, we know that our votes will count. Okay, so don't be discouraged. If you have your candidate, if Peter Obi is your candidate, fine. If you have your candidate other than Peter Obi, fine. But make sure you get your PVC and that you cast your vote, you give your vote to your chosen candidate. All right. Um, this is the time for us to make a statement. And I encourage every one of us, every Nigerian, to try to do the right thing this time around. Do not vote according to tribe, just vote your candidate. Vote the person that you know that will turn things around for us in Nigeria. Nigerians have suffered enough, and so it is time for us to right our wrongs. Let us make a statement. Okay, so praise aroma. I hope I have answered your question. Okay, so we're talking about um, Peter Obi and his supposedly stinginess. Okay, Nigerians reacted and said, "Yes, it is even that stinginess that attracted us to Peter Obi. It means that he will not mismanage public funds. He will ensure that." Um, Public funds are intact and are used judiciously. All right. Peter Obi has been described as a frugal spender. So he's not going to be business as usual. People, taking their they say it's their national cake, coming to take their national cake. It's not going to be business as usual if we vote for Peter Obi. If Peter Obi eventually um, emerges as the president of Nigeria. That's the view of many people, several people. All right. Now, after the opera, I would say it's the opera, by the public, Father Mbaka suddenly decided to, um, apologize. Meanwhile, he had apologized previously, and in his before he now mentioned that he didn't say that Peter Obi was bad. The only thing is that Peter Obi was stingy, and that the apology, because his apology was trending all over the social media, that his apology was it did not truly come from him. That he gave that apology under duress. Haba, and then he turned around the second time to give another apology to say that he was actually misunderstood. Well, Nigerians have made their statement, and the Catholic Church, the Catholic Diocese of Enugu, decided to wield in the they decided to wield into the matter. All right, the Catholic bishop, um, you know, had to make a statement. Had to make a statement. They dissociated the church from the stance and from the statement of Father Camillus Mbaka. They said that Father Mbaka has gone against canon law repeatedly, not once, not twice, and that he had been cautioned repeatedly. But this time around, they had to close down the adoration ground, adoration ministry um, of Father Mbaka. So the Catholic faithfuls, both the lay people and religious, the priests and people who go there to worship, have been asked to um, cut off from the adoration ground until further notice, until um, they say otherwise. And that's the way it is. Yes, your vote will count. All right. Okay. So your votes will count. Our votes, not just your. Our votes will count. Our votes will count this time. God is on our side. On our side. God is on our side. Yes, that is it. Our votes will count. Okay. So I'm sure that do you have any other question? If you're still here with me, can I hear you? Can I see your hand? If you're still here with me. Okay. So we are still talking about the Father Mbaka's utterance against Peter Obi. Now, following that utterance, his adoration ground has been shut down, closed down until further notice. So I don't know what Father Mbaka is going to do now. Um, as a priest, he's not supposed to be involved in partisan politics. That is what the canon law states. But every now and then, Father Mbaka will make statements that, he asked his followers, because of course Father Mbaka has a large following. He has a lot of people who worship at his adoration ground. And then he asked them not to vote for Father Mbaka because Father Mbaka could not um, come back to thank him in his adoration ground, could not give him money. Let me just be plain and say it the way it is. And I felt bad. I am a Catholic. And for people to talk to a Catholic priest in the manner they they spoke to Father Mbaka, I felt bad about it. You know, they called him a charlatan. People called him a charlatan, a whole Catholic priest. There are things that you shouldn't say, that should not come out of your mouth. And people were wondering, what is he preaching? If there was something that Peter Obi did to him, he could have forgiven Peter Obi instead of coming out to say he will not be um, that he will not be a president. So, but Nigerians have answered, meaning that we are looking at whether P2B is a movement, and actually is a movement. The way Nigeria rose up to, fight on his behalf shows that it's actually a movement. People are really following him. They are following him everywhere. Okay, so and that's very interesting. That means that he is an impressive personality. He's an outstanding personality, and they even went at far as saying that if actually Peter Obi couldn't make donations, couldn't give money to Father Mbaka, it means that he is highly principled. He was not manipulated into doing He cannot be manipulated into doing what is not right. So he's a highly principled man. Nobody can force him into selling Nigeria. That's what it means. That is what it means. And so I think everybody should try as much as possible to get their PVC and get ready to vote in their preferred candidate. It's very important. Okay. If you have a question, you can drop it at the comment section. The discussion continues. We have a lot of things to discuss, a lot of things to talk about as far as Peter Obi's movement is concerned, and all other things. We have so much to talk about. Okay, and so this is where we end today's live streaming. All right. Um, I'll see you soon. Yes, I'll see you soon. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for staying with me. And for the people that joined me, I want to say a special thank you to you. All right. So see you. Bye.